सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति 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 हरि ओम। We were studying the Adhyasa Bhashya of Shankaracharya, introduction to his commentary on the Brahma Sutras. And we were seeing how he now establishes the Advaitic position by saying, first of all, he has now proven that this is what is called Adhyasa, superimposition, which is also called Avidya, ignorance or nescience, by Panditaha, by people who are wise people who know things. And this can be gotten rid of by getting knowledge. What is knowledge? Vastu Swarupa Avadharanam, Vidya. Now you see, one thing here we have to understand is this Adhyasa Bhashya is very important in Vedanta studies and also very much important in Advaita Vedanta, because all these definitions are repeatedly referred to in Advaita Vedanta studies. So, Vastu Swarupa Avadharanam, Vidya. What is Vidya? What is knowledge? Vastu Swarupa Avadharanam. To understand the true nature of a particular thing or entity is called Vidya. So here, now after doing all that, Shankaracharya is now going to establish the Advaitic standpoint. Advaitic standpoint. So he begins. What does he say? Tatra evam sati yatra yad adhyasah. Tatra evam sati. Such being the case. That means such being the situation. What being the situation? That means now you see, I have told you that there is superimposition, and this superimposition is called ignorance by people. So after that, so up to this it has been established. From here on, what do we see? Yatra yad adhyasah. Yatra, wherever, means on a given substratum. In our delicious example, tennis ball and Rasgulla. Tennis ball is not delicious, Rasgulla is. Most, at least Bengalis will agree that Rasgulla is delicious. So in the substratum, or where the tennis ball is there, yatra yad adhyasah, there is yad adhyasah, adhyasa, superimposition of an entity. Here, superimposition of the tennis ball superimposed by Rasgulla. So the tennis ball is being superimposed by Rasgulla. Okay. So wherever in a yatra, in a place, yad adhyasah, of whatever there is a superimposition, it could be of anything. Say in a place called X, there is a superimposition of a thing called Y. Tatkritena doshena gunena va anumatrena api na sambadhyate saha. Tatkritena gunena doshena va anumatrena api saha na sambadhyate. So if two things are there, one is the thing on which superimposition takes place, X, and another thing, Y, on by which it is superimposed. So in our case, tennis ball is X, Y is Rasgulla. So X is being superimposed or covered by Y, but no good quality, guna, good quality, positive quality of Rasgulla, or no dosha, defect of Rasgulla, can be related to sambadhya, can be related to the tennis ball. So anumatrena, even an iota of the good qualities or bad qualities, or even an iota of the good effects or the bad effects of Rasagulla will not be related to the tennis ball. That means they are separate, because what we are seeing is superimposition. You see, Rasagulla will be having some kind of a rasa, syrup. So there will be a syrupy feeling when you touch it. It will be wet, and there will be some syrup, and there will be some stickiness. But tennis ball will not have that. So even though you are superimposing Rasagulla with tennis ball, not even an iota of the quality of the Rasagulla will go to tennis ball. Neither the bad quality nor the good quality. Neither the positive quality nor the negative quality. This is what happens in our day-to-day lives. We see a person, we think that the person is my friend. Who told you? Even if that person tells you, how can you take that to be the ultimate conclusion? So you say that this person is my friend, and you superimpose. So there is a person, as such that person is okay. But then you superimpose friendship on that person. Now if that person has a birthday, and if at all that person has forgotten to tell you that that is the birthday, as it happened recently in some such case, so you will have to find out through all the social media networking, and then you feel, oh, you are a friend, but you did not inform us of your birthday. So now you see, you have not only superimposed, you have imposed the liability, you have imposed the responsibility of informing that it is your birthday to the practically the entire universe. How is it possible? It's not possible for a person to inform the entire universe that today is my birthday, because many people are not there even on Facebook. So even if you say that today it is my birthday, many people are not there on Facebook. Then you go to some other place, they are not there in other places. So it becomes difficult. But the person as such was okay. The moment you superimposed friendship on that person, the person became bad. But did the person actually become bad? No. People go to the extent of treating that person as though that person is a criminal just because that person has not given a treat on birthday. But has the person actually become a criminal? No, not at all. So this is something that happens when you superimpose something on something else. So you take a person and you superimpose the concept of friendship on that person, and the concept of friendship as you understand it, which may be mostly very convenient, because when it is your turn to deliver, then you don't. So your concept of superimposition of the concept of friendship, you do that, and then you expect. But with all said and done, does your behavior affect the true nature of that person? No, it does not. Maybe the person may feel bad, etc., but the true nature of the person is not affected. Similarly, even though you mistake a tennis ball to be Rasagulla, the tennis ball is not affected. Anumatrena api, even by an iota, tatkritena doshena gunena va anumatrena api na sampadhyate. There is no relation, even an iota of relation, between the superimposed and the that by which it is superimposed. So x and y, there is no relation, neither of the guna, positive qualities, nor of dosha, the negative qualities. This is clear. That means whatever you see, this is all illusion, and it is not going to have any effect in the real term. It does not have any effect. There is going to be no connection at all. Then Shankaracharya says, Tam etam avidya akhyam atma anatmanoho itara itara adhyasam puraskritya sarve pramana prameya vyavaharaha laukikaha vaidikascha pravrittaha sarvani cha shastrani vidhi pratisheda mokshaparani. So tam etam, whatever has been mentioned, above mentioned, aforementioned, or till now whatever has been mentioned, avidya akhyam, that which is called avidya, that which is called ignorance, that which is called akhya means called, termed, labeled, akhyam, nescience, etc. Atma anatmanoho itara itara adhyasam, the superimposition, mutual superimposition, itara itara, mutual, among one another, superimposition of atma anatmayoho, anatmanoho, of atman, self and the not self, self and the not self. So the superimposition of the self and the not self. Puraskritya, by presupposing the superimposition between the self and the not self, sarve pramana prameya vyavaharaha, all transactions, vyavahara means transactions, that means all kinds of exchanges, all kinds of exchanges, interactions, all kinds of interactions. So in psychology there is something called transactional analysis. I am okay, you are okay. There is a book, very famous book, and that was one of the pioneering books, at least in the popular parlance, which popularly brought the concept of transactional analysis. I am okay, you are okay. So transaction, vyavahara. In Sanskrit there is another word also, vyapara, not business. Meaning is transaction, exchange, interaction. So all interactions, most interactions are, most means all interactions are based on the presupposition of what? Of the superimposition of the self on the non-self, of the non-self on the self, mutual superimposition of the self and the non-self. So that means all transactions in this world, what kind of transaction? Pramana prameya vyavahara. Pramana means what? Pramana means the means of prameya, means of valid cognition. Pramana means means of valid cognition. Some people would translate that as proof of knowledge or method of knowledge. Pramana. So there are 6 methods which are accepted. So this pramana, and prameya is the valid cognition, object of valid cognition, that which has to be seen, that which has to be known, cognized, that which has to be cognized. So there is something called as pramana, knowledge, a means of knowledge. Then there is something called as prameya, that means the thing that has to be seen. Then there is something called as pramatru, a person who knows. So pramana means means of knowledge, prameya means valid knowledge, and pramatru means the knower. Pramana means means of knowledge, means of valid knowledge, and prameya means valid knowledge, and pramatru means the knower. So all these things involving the knower, the known, and the means of knowing are all done presupposing this superimposition. Because if there was no superimposition, there would have been no Triputi Bedha. Triputi Bedha means the difference the triad of difference or the triple difference. What is the difference? The known, the knower, and the means of knowing. Because Brahman is one, there can be no difference. So this difference comes because of superimposition. This difference comes because of superimposition. And presupposing, that is a given. Now nobody questions that. When you sit in a car in the morning and you're about to leave for your office, nobody generally questions that my car will not start. All you do is you rush to the car, put the key in the ignition and start it. And if it does not start someday, then you curse the car maybe, and then you say what has happened, etc. But generally we accept that the car will start. Similarly, when you go and light your gas stove, you expect that the gas stove will burn. These things we don't even question. We take it for granted. And they are all a thing which is presupposed. They are all something which is presupposed. When the farmer sows seed in a field, farmer does not expect that there will be drought. So the farmer believes that there would be somehow water enough for the cultivation to be done. So basic things we expect, we take it as granted, take it as a given. Similarly, the differences we take it as given. We do not expect that there will be no difference. In fact, all our worldly transactions, everything, whatever we do, now we are studying the Brahma Sutras, this is also based on the presupposition that there is superimposition. So he says, Shankaracharya says, Sarve, all transactions. What kind of transactions? Laukikaha. Laukika means empirical, secular. In our country, there is so much of debate always centering around this word secular. Actually, secular means that which is not spiritual. But in our country, we have had because of various reasons in India, there is a peculiar definition for the secular. That means not favoring any particular religion, means not biased, unbiased to any religion. But that is not the meaning. The meaning is secular means non-spiritual or non-religious. So secular and Vaidikaha cha and also Vaidikaha, those prescribed by the Vedas. Those prescribed by the Vedas. So we do everything that is not prescribed by the Vedas, Laukikaha, and also those prescribed by the Vedas based on the superimposition that based on the presupposition that superimposition exists. Based on the presupposition that superimposition exists. And so pravrittaha, all our pravritti, all our proceedings of what kind? Again, there's a laukikaha, vaidikaha cha, means those that are worldly or secular and those that are following the scriptures, that is Vedas. Sarvani cha shastrani, not only just the Vedas but also all the scriptures. All scriptures. What scriptures are there? All scriptures. Regarding vidhi, pratishedha, moksha parani. That means parani means concerned with what? Vidhi. Vidhi means injunction. You have to do this. The scripture says you have to do this. This vidhi. Nishedha. You should not do this. Nishedha. That is pratishedha. That is prohibition. Prohibition. And moksha. If you do this, or you should know this to attain liberation, moksha. So in the scriptures or in the Vedas, there are three types of statements. one which propel you to or ask you to, order you to, command you to do something. Injunction. Injunction. And then there is something which is pratisheda, which is prohibiting you from doing something. And then there is something called liberation, moksha, which says, for example, Shrotavya, Mantavya, Nididhyasitavya. So this is actually an injunction, but it is for the sake of liberation. So all these things, they presuppose that you have superimposition. That you have superimposition. That is the point. So first of all, there is no connection between the thing which is superimposed and to that of by which it is superimposed. There is no connection. Anumatrenapi na sambhadyate. There is no connection. But all our transactions or all our doings in this world, even if it is concerning of the other world, that means even if it is concerning of this spirituality, everything presupposes superimposition. So, is there anything anybody wants to say or ask? Nothing. Okay. So this is the thing. So now we go to the next section. Katham punah avidyavat vishayani pratyakshadini pramanani shastrani cha iti. So what has Shankaracharya said? Shankaracharya has said that whatever we do, everything is presupposing superimposition. That means everything is presupposing ignorance, because superimposition is nothing but ignorance, avidya. So everything is based on our ignorance. All this, whatever we see in this world or whatever we do in this world, is it all based on ignorance? That is the question. Again, there is a objection. What is the objection? Katham punah. But how is it? How is it that avidyavat vishayani pratyakshadini pramanani shastrani iti? Avidyavat vishayani. That means concerning the ignorant. Concerning the ignorant. Avidyavat vishayani. That which pertain to the ignorant people. Pratyakshadini pramanani. So there are different types of pramana, proofs of knowledge. Pratyaksha, Anumana, all that. So, six there are. So, Pratyaksha Adini. Adini means etc. Pratyaksha means direct perception. Anumana means inference. So, like that. So, all these are there. Pramanani, Shastrani cha iti. Pratyakshadini pramanani shastrani cha iti. All the scriptures also. Shastrani means scripture. The word Shastra comes from the root word Shas, which means discipline. So Shastrani means scriptures, which basically their work is what? To discipline us. Discipline us. We have all become indisciplined. Indisciplined. So we have to be disciplined. Okay. Shastrani. So all these, how is it that all these pertain to those who are ignorant? How can you say? See, when we read scriptures, we feel that we are very knowledgeable, right? Now when you will see, oh, I am studying Brahma Sutra. Like that. Even when you say, do you know, I am studying Brahma Sutra. Then it will be like that beatific smile, like that. It's Brahma Sutra. Probably you don't understand anything of that, but no, I don't tell you understand. But still like that, I am now studying complete verse of Swami Vivekananda. What did you understand? Nothing. But probably you think that you have somehow got that halo behind your head. So generally when we say scriptures, it all pertains to wise people. The person is, I have read the Gita 20 times. So I pity you, I would say. Why? Because after even reading 20 times, nothing has happened to you. You are a fool now, you are worse than a fool. Because even after reading, because you don't need to read Gita 20 times to understand. One shloka is sufficient if you can understand. So like that somebody says, I have read 20 times. So what is the general perception? General perception is this person is a wise person. Not V-I-C-E, W-I-S-E, wise, with wisdom. This person is full of wisdom. Oh, this person has read Gita. But here Shankaracharya says, scriptures and everything, all six means of valid knowledge, everything is in the realm of ignorance. Such a blow to all our knowledge. So he says, hey, how can that be? That is the objection. All the long I thought that now I am becoming wiser and wiser, and now you are saying that it is all pertaining to the ignorant. How can that? Katham punah? How is it? This is the question. This is the question. So the answer is being told. Uchyate. That we will see tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.